What's up, YouTube fam? Welcome to Tanisha Vlog. This is something that I've always wanted to do, and years ago I let somebody talk me out of it, which everybody should know. Like, don't let anybody talk you out of shit that they're not doing themselves. So let me just start at the beginning. It was when I had first moved to New York, and someone had gave me a very vital piece of information. I mean, I'm just gonna keep it real with you. I had the pleasure of meeting Bevy Smith, the amazing, the illustrious, the awesome Bevy Smith. Back then she had these like this entrepreneurial group. I cannot, the name is escaping me right now. I just woke up from a nap too. But she had like this entrepreneurial brunch type thing, and I was invited to come. Like, I applied and then I was invited to come, and I was really excited. What's the name of that shit? I can't remember, but it was really inspirational. Anyway, I got to get some one-on-one time with her, and I was only supposed to be in New York for those 3 days for the brunch, and I was supposed to come right back. And I got some one-on-one time with her, and she was like, you know, you need to go back home and be a big fish in a small pond. And at the time, I was like, why the fuck would I do that when everything is like right here at my fingertips? And not even like a week or two after that, I let somebody pretty much tell me that what I wanted to do wasn't going to be shit. Like, so clearly, clearly I should have taken her advice and taken my ass back home, right? And become a big fish in a small pond. Also, at the time, I was co-hosting a show called Beats and Breakfast at Richmond, and I was hosting shows. I was doing a lot of great things, and I should have kept going, but I didn't, because I figured I can go and be amazing in New York, and I don't need any foundation, right? Which, it only makes sense for you to leave and go be amazing in a larger city than the one that you're in when you actually have a game plan. Like, I had no game plan. I had no job lined up. I'm sorry, y'all. My bronchitis flared up like crazy, so I'm dealing with a lot right now. I had no, like, I didn't know where I was gonna stay for real, but like, I didn't have any plans. I had zero plans. But the person who said that I could stay with them for a few days ended up extending their home to me. But let me get to the good part. So the good part was, like, a week or two later, or a few weeks after that, I had met this guy, not on some like, oh, I'm trying to be a boo type thing, just like some random Joe Schmo type nigga. And he was like, what do you do? Which is like, number one of the worst things that you could ask me. I hate that shit. But at the time, I didn't realize that I hated it. Or I didn't realize why that question gives me anxiety. At the time, people would ask, what do you do? And I would feel like I don't have anything amazing to say. And it would, in turn, make me feel inadequate. As I've gotten older, I realized why I hate that question so much. And instead of internalizing it, I realized that somebody asking me what it is that I do is more about them than it is about me. Because regardless of what I do, at the end of the day, you want to know who I am. You want to know what type of person I am. Because regardless of what I do, let's say that I do work in an industry that could be helpful or beneficial to you. If you don't fuck with me, then what? What I do don't make no sense. Or it doesn't matter. It has no bearing on any fucking thing. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, met this guy. He goes, what do you do? And I'm like freaking out because I don't have a job in New York at this time. I was working at one of those little Prince Street boutiques, you know, making literally like $8 an hour. And I just had my dreams. And at the time I had a pretty cool blog or whatever. And so I was like, I blog. He was like, okay, everybody's got a day in the life vlog or blog. You don't be shit. You ain't gonna do shit. Like, everyone's got one. And I was like, fuck. Everyone does have one. And that literally just sucked all of the life out of me. And now I think about all of the people that I've met, I think about funny celebrity stories where people would be like, that did not happen to you, and I would fully be like, oh, but it fucking did. Like, I've ended up in rooms that were like this close to being a whole full-on orgy. I got to meet Juvenile, which was like amazing. And the only reason I got to meet him is because I was at a party, a listening party of his. I guess it was a listening party. It wasn't really a listening party. It was kind of like, it was like a party. And they were playing this mixtape that was coming out. And people were just enjoying the music type thing. And he happened to be there. And I was dancing my life away. Like, nobody was really getting down. And nobody was really like a real Juvenile fan. Which you'll understand, like, in New York, people don't really, like, they're about clout. They're not really like, who cares that you're a real fan? Like, does the person have followers? Anyway. And so I guess out of everyone, I really was like having a good fucking time. And somebody from Source Magazine stepped to me and was like, yo, you really love Juvie. And I was like, what? Taking over for the 99 and the 2000, bitch? Yes, I love Juvie. We connected. We connected, and he ended up inviting me to the exclusive Source party, which is how I got to meet Juvenile. So anyway, I had so many awesome things like that happen to me to the day that people would not even believe it. But because I was so afraid, because I was just so afraid that I would be one of many, that I didn't think that what I had to say was important or funny or cool, or I didn't have the look. I really just felt inadequate. And I let this little fucker, you know, get to me. And so I remember his name is anything and everything. Like, Kevin, like, the day you told me that shit, you fucked with me, like, heavily. You fucked with my psyche. You fucked with everything that I thought that I could do with myself. And at the end of the day, it's not even your fault. Like, I fully forgive you. It's my fault for letting someone else dictate the trajectory of my life. Like, Tanisha today, bitch, what? She would never allow somebody to tell her what she couldn't do. But at that time, I think I was about 25 or 26 or something, and not really knowing what was going on out in the city. Like, I let that nigga get to me. So I would probably say fast forward about 2 or 3 years later, I was still in the city, still working. I was in a relationship. And so at that time, my whole thing was, you know, I need to build the foundation of starting a relationship. Like, being a mom, being a wife. Like, what can I do to, like, fully come into my own? And so I started taking, like, business classes. I actually have an LLC in New York. I started doing a lot of things to really get myself in that position, but it wasn't the right person. Isn't it crazy? Like, I was going after my dreams the way that I should go after my dreams and what I really wanted, but it wasn't the right person. And like, I was with someone that wasn't supporting me in any way, shape, or form. In fact, this stupid fucker would laugh at my dreams and laugh at the fact that I wanted a farm and that I wanted a food truck that took fresh fruits and fresh vegetables to low-income housing, to elder communities, you know, to elders that couldn't get around, and give it to them. Either give it to them for free, or I was thinking of a situation where I could take food stamps or EBT. Like, they laughed at me fully. And there are people that are doing this, so even me sharing this idea with you now doesn't bother me, because I know that what God has for me is for me. And so, but I was with somebody that didn't support me. And again, there were things that I didn't know then that I know now. Like, for example, you don't need another person to make something come into fruition. You don't need your partner to be 100% supportive of what you're doing. I mean, you do need it. Like, it is nice to have your partner supportive, but that should not be the reason why you are doing it and why you're not doing it. That's what I really want to say. And so anyway, I was doing really good for myself, and things between me and my ex got so bad that I ended up leaving. Oh, but before I left, I went to go see a psychic. That's what I want to tell y'all next. And so I'm about to be really honest and really candid with y'all. And this is something that this psychic told me, and this is something I've already known about myself. And even when I read for myself today, I know that it's something that I should have been worked on. And it's going to continue to be a thing that I always look back and be like, I shoulda, coulda, woulda. I'm going to always live my life like that if I don't act. And I need to act. This is the moment where I have to act. Okay, so I went to Greenwich Village. What's up, Gville? Listen, nobody in New York calls Greenwich Village Gville. If y'all are listening, like, flyover states, if you happen to find this vlog and you're listening, don't do that. Don't go out there and call it that. It's just me being me right now. Okay, so anyway, I went to Greenwich Village and I got a reading done, and she told me about my ex at the time and how he was super arrogant and that he's just not the guy for you. And at the time, of course, no one ever wants to hear that. In retrospect, of course, she was right. That nigga's not for me. He's for everybody else. Okay? So he's not for me. But that's not the most important message that she tells me. The most important message is that I have been spending my life starting to build the foundation of empires, but I never complete them. I always start and then let them fall away. I always start and let them fall away. And that is something that I am at a battle with right now, because with my podcast I started to get discouraged, right? Because now everyone's like, everyone's got a podcast, and it's true, everyone's got a podcast, and it's fine, because I don't listen to everything. Like, there's a lot of sports podcasts. I don't do sports. Somebody does. It's not for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, my podcast is about spirituality and growing and, learning from your experiences, learning from shit that you go through on the daily basis. Not everybody wants to hear about that shit. You know what I'm saying? And that's fine. But I started to get really discouraged about that. And I was like, you know what? It's just no point. It's no point in getting discouraged about it. For what? You know what I'm saying? Like, just like the bread aisle, it's mad people that make bread. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's mad people that make french fries. It's mad people that make crackers. Like, even generic brands that people try to act like they don't like, those get bought too. I'm just saying. But I'm at a point now where I'm getting older. I know that I want to have a foundation for my family. I want to be able to set traditions for my family and all of that great stuff. And the only way for me to do that is to continue working on one empire. And this is really difficult for me. This is really hard for me. Staying focused on one empire and not starting something and then falling off and I don't know how to be consistent. I just don't. The only thing that I know how to be consistent in right now is going to work every day. And that's because if I don't, they're going to fire me. Like, if there were no consequences to not going to work, I wouldn't go to work. And I was just talking to my friend about that. Like, what the fuck? What world am I in? Like, what world am I in? Where, how did I get here? How did I get here where I have to work every fucking day? You feel me? Like, whose fucking idea was that? So anyway, it's November 5th, election day. I'm at my grandmother's house doing laundry. Like I said, I'm about to wrap this up and probably go back to my house. And, I don't even know what I'm going to do. I'm on the back end. I am recording another piece of vlog. So it's going to be like a lot of content coming to this vlog. And, my dreams for this vlog is that through me talking, through me sharing my experiences right along with the podcast, that this reaches somebody and that you feel Because, and also my whole thing is to be completely 100% candid. I'm 33 years old. I was born March 8th, 1986. I'll be 34 on March 8th, 1986. And one of the things that's at the forefront of my mind right now is the fact that I don't have a man and the fact that I don't have a child. And that this time last year, I had a man and we were on the track to having all of those things, a family. You know, we have a dog that's not with me anymore. Connie is with him, and that hurts me to my core that my Connie is not with me. Y'all don't even fucking understand how much that hurts me. But it's like, here I am starting it over again, and I can't, like, when it comes to relationships, and I can't do this shit no more. I can't keep putting myself out there and going through the, what do you like? What do you like? What are your favorite color? What's your favorite color? You hang up? No, you hang up. I don't have the patience for that shit. I'm gonna be talking to y'all about all of that, really. But right now, you know, at the forefront of my mind is, how do I get in and keep money? How do I get passive and residual income? How do I bring everything that I want into full fruition? How do I change jobs? I'll be talking to y'all about that too, because I hate my job. Both of them actually. Just how do I get out of this stupid space that I'm in that is requiring something of me that I don't have? And so also, I think that's all I want to say. That's all I want to say for now. Peace.